Hey guys, a small recap of this week and just showing you a bit of what I do for my warm-up at the moment for my shoulder. So, as I explained, I've got what seems to be adhesive capsulitis coming on, so frozen shoulder. What I'm trying to do is avoid the loss of range of motion. It is very painful and it does reduce my range of motion, but doing things where I am doing what's basically a manual stretch by using my other arm to take the load, just resting my hand on the top of the dowry stick and moving my shoulder back into a position, allows me to not have to worry too much about the contraction and trying to pull my shoulder into place, and just allowing that weight to be moved through that range of motion. So I do this for about 20 minutes before each session, along with a couple of banded and a couple of cable exercises, and then I try and move my shoulder back and work it with the other one just to see if I can get it moving. So while I have been able to get this range of motion to increase again, it is very painful and it is 24/7. So it's not exactly something that I would recommend. I would definitely say talking to your physio, talk to your doctors, as there is different ways to treat it. I'm treating it like this because I do have chronic injuries from the past, and I deal with that pain anyway. So rather than just trying to ignore it and let it get worse then fix it, I try to fix it sooner. So I do tend to be able to put myself through a little bit more pain in that regard. Anyway, Monday I did deadlifts, two doubles at 310 kilos, and then just some sets of 7, 8 on 240, just getting used to that belt again. Following this, I was able to step the bench up a little bit, still keeping that shortened range of motion, having someone pull the bar back in for me. Went up to 160 kilos, then I did warm-up sets on 120 for 2 sets of 20, and then dropped down to 100 kilos where I tried to do sets of 20 to 25 without breaking my breath. So basically taking that big breath at the start and maintaining it through the whole set. Now, still keeping within that range of motion as well, focusing on getting that contraction and that explosive power, because I do want to maintain, as I can't press overhead. Over the next 6 months, I am going to work my way back to pressing overhead. Did squats today, first time back squatting back in a while. With my shoulder and my knee playing up, it has been really hard. So I did find that this wasn't exactly the safest thing to do, as I could not grip the bar correctly, creating not the tightest brace possible. So I worked up to a very light 180 kilos and just worked on going really slow through the motion, as I was basically wrapped a claw holding this with a finger or two at this point, as my shoulder was starting to swell and get very, very painful. Then went on to 150 kilos just for some drop sets. It did slip a little bit on the last rep of this, so I paused a bit just to reposition so I didn't drop it, as I didn't want to get any bar rash from it sliding down my back. So I just kept this nice and light and controlled and moved through these sets quite easily. Then followed up with some leg press, where I did a couple of different variations, did some calf raises, went on to leg extension, hamstring curl, some lunges, some glute work, and a couple of split squats, what I've been using as a stretch, as I can't really hold too much in that shoulder at the moment, especially when it's at a certain angle and I'm having to balance. I tend to jolt my shoulder more than anything. Anyway, see you next time.